I think we're live. Looks like we're live. Let's see. Come on now. Are we live? Are we live? Looks like we're live. Man, looks like there's a massive delay on all this. Hold on, let me see. Come on, breakthrough 15. I don't know how much of a delay we're on here, guys. I'm doing a little pre-market trading here on INO. Noticed weakness. Want to see if we can get the break of 8. You can see the order book here. I started at 870 when it looked like it was rolling over. Up here, it looked like it was rolling over, and I just set a stop. Basically, I don't know. I think it was above, yeah, 888. So went 200 shares short. I actually borrowed 1,000 shares for shorting on INO, but I just went in with 200 share lots at a time. Another 200 went short at 862, another 200 at 853. Then I bought the first 200 back at 823. It started popping up to 831. I bought another 200 back there. And if it looks like it's going to pop back up, I'll go ahead and buy 400 shares back before it gets to 830. I really want to see a test of $8. Like I said, there was just weakness up here. There was a lot of weakness. It looked like just a perfect kind of, rollover pattern. And like I said, if I see any selling on 30, I'll go ahead and come out at least 400 shares there, take a little bit more profit, and then see about adding. But I want to be careful with it right now because it still technically hasn't broken down past these lows here. I really want to see a break below 8. So I may have to take 400 shares off here in a sec. Yeah, if I see any buying on 30, I'm going to have to take it. I don't want to. Really like to see. Okay, I got to take it. So I'm up to 17. Of course, it's, it got rejected there. So I need to kind of zoom out and see what we're potentially looking at here. So, technically it didn't break this low from yesterday's post market. So no, excuse me, that was pre-market this morning. This was post-market low from yesterday. Okay. Obviously, if it starts getting up, past 850, I'm going to have to take it. And if it gets past 840, I'll come out another 200 shares. I don't want to lose my gains on this. Already up to 17 in pre-market, so I would like for the retest of the 9 EMA, but this stock is kind of crazy right now, so I don't know how much I really care to get that retest. If I see buying on 39 or 40, I will come out. Okay, I'm coming out another 200 there. Okay, I can still add back in. Many of you guys know that I use a dollar cost averaging strategy, but I do it with light enough share size to where it's not going to be too hurtful for me. But I will go ahead and get into some of the trades that I'm looking at this morning. So INO was just the main one. It's the main one. HMY has also popped up. Codex has popped up, and APT. Oh, that's right. I needed to add APT. So I want to look at VIR again. I was looking at VIR yesterday. Let me just kind of type in the usual suspects here. So VIR, APT. There's also AHPI. Again, if this makes too much of a recovery, then I'm going to have to take a loss. Really, I'll say this: if it comes over 50, I'm going to get out. So I'm going to be mindful of that. I'm going to set just so I can focus on some of these trades. I need to set an alert for 846. So INO 846 on the ask add, and then INO. Let's see what happens if it busts back below 820 on the bid. Let's see because I may look to add there if it does that. So anyway, APT. APT had a nice solid bounce yesterday, but right now we'd be looking for it to form a higher low. We'd be looking for it to form a higher low. And so with the way that it's looking right now, it might be finding support here around 1612, but I think if it breaks 1612, we can make a pretty strong move down, at least a couple dollars, and before it forms that higher low. And of course it could break all the lows. If it breaks through here, it could go all the way down. I can't see that happening today. INO 820. Okay, let's go back to INO, see how that's looking. If we continue to get a breakdown, I will add again to my position. It's a pretty bearish signal right here. Starts breaking through 15. I'll consider that even more bearish. We want to break the low of the previous 5-minute candle. Also watching the volume here. I want to see extremely heavy sell volume coming in. Bulls could hold the line. Still don't trust it. Let's see. I want to see a break of 15 and selling on 11, at least 11, if not 10. 10 is probably really where I need to be looking, but okay. Bulls are holding the line, guys. They're holding the line on this. Need to see a critical break. Let me see what this looks like on the 1 minute and the 2 minute. Yeah, we need to break through. Okay, 13. So yeah, definitely need to see selling at least on 12. It's not just going to be a matter of breaking through 15. All right, gonna set another alert. INO 815 on the bid, just so I can start moving on to some of this other stuff in case it teeters around and ends up bouncing back. So well, we may get the move right here. Okay, and it's popping back. So CODX is another one. CODX still has plenty of room to the downside, and man, I would so love to see it crush $11. So I am gonna look for. I'm gonna try to locate shorts on Codex. Let's see. What do we got? 480 for 100 shares. Come on. Let's see. How much is 400? Ah, I mean, I'd like at least 400, but I'll tell you what, this I wouldn't take. I don't think I would take 400 all at once, but it would be good to have just to add in to build a stronger position. Because even with that conservative share size, I mean, good lord, if we get a move all the way down here, I mean that could be it could be monumental. But you know what? I'm going to be safe with it right now. I'm going to take 200 shares. I don't want to be too tempted to take too much at once. So good morning, Notre Dame. Good to see you, man. INO is at 8:15. Okay, let's go back here. Let's see what's happening. Are we going to get 10? Yep. Ah, skipped. See if we can get a quick pop back to 10. I mean, I'll go in again at the crack of 8. This looks pretty bearish. I would really like a pop back up to 10. Doesn't look like it's going to give it to me. Ah, and I missed 8. Let me get a pop back to 8. I'll remove 10. Okay, so we're in 300. Wow, if we got a breakdown through here and could hold, that'd be pretty good. Okay, I'll take that off the table. So for those of you just now coming in, I had gotten, I purchased 1,000 shares for shorting just because it was so cheap and I thought I could slowly build a position in 200 share lots there. Now it's $14. It was like, I don't even think I paid $10 for these 1,000 shares. I think it was like $8 or something like that. But we can see that it is resolving. We're breaking down through key critical areas. This is where I got in up here. Just it looked weak. It looked like it was starting to roll over, and I had set a stop above 888, and I took my first position. You can see here at 870, just 200 shares. Okay, and so it's been resolving really well. Let me look here on the 5-minute. Okay, we have not broken through here though. I want to see a break through 780. I might even add again at the break of 780. Right now we've got 300 shares at an 813 average. See if we can do this. There we go. Let's break 85 first before I put in. Want to see continued weakness. If it does pop back, I will consider adding. Right now we're in 300 shares. I think the most I had at one time was like 600. Might have gotten 800 at once. I think I did get 800 at once. But, you know, for a $7 stock, that's not a lot. That's not a lot at all. That's something you can totally do with a small account on a stock like this. This is the bad thing, though, about coming in the market. This is the bad thing about coming in the market and doing pre-market trades is I can't really go over the other trades that I was looking at for you guys. So I apologize. But let's see if we can just get, there we go. If we break 85, we should get down to 80 pretty quickly, and I will add. The Bulls are holding at 85 right now. But the sell volume is coming in. It's coming in strong. So watching time and sales. Looking for a crack of 85. And I may miss the ad on this too. As you guys saw, I missed the ad on the others. The last, there we go. Okay, I'm getting in another 200 here. Oh, it held that 80 line. We're at 500 shares at $8, guys. So I'm not going to let this run against me. If I have to take shares off, I'll take shares off. probably take 300 at the break of 95. Actually, we'll say at the break of 90. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go ahead and remove 300 shares. So we've got 200 currently at 780. If it comes over $8, I'll remove them. I mean, I probably should add to the position, but I'll definitely add if it goes back down to 80. Hotkeys don't work during pre-market, by the way. I probably ought to just get out of this right now anyway, just so we can go over some trades. And by the way, if anybody is commenting in the chat, I'm sorry, I have not looked at it recently. I will be looking at it here in a minute. Let me see. Would you give it room? Yeah, if it came over 98, I would not. I mean, yeah, it's just not, it's not worth it to see if I'm gonna, to lose too much if this does end up rallying back up, which is a possibility because it held that line at 80, like I said. So I need to get ready to sell. I'm gonna go short again. There we go. We got 400 at 80. This should totally be breaking down. This should totally, we just broke 80. We should be coming at least down to the 40s. But I'm not going to let this go against me. If it's, there we go. There we go. Good solid break. I'm going to take the first 200 at 55. And then I'll take off 200 of this if it comes back up to 80. Looks like it's going to pop up. Right now, I'm just trying to preserve the capital, or the gains I've already made on the day. I want to see a push down to 55. I think we can get it. There we go. It just flashed down and picked it up real quick. So I've got 200 left. I feel pretty good about what I've done here on this trade right now. I would like to see it break this level and just come crashing all the way down. So I'll hold on to these shares as long as I can. What I'm going to go ahead and do is set an alert. So we're going to delete that. We'll set an alert at, I want to be alerted if this hits 780 on the ask. Okay, and then I want to also be alerted if this hits 720 on the bid. May consider adding at that point. So let me see if I can get into some trades today. Let me also check the chat real quick. Okay, Notergen. Am I saying that right? Notergen's adventure? I still can't remember what we decided on that. Got to run with what you got. No hard feelings. Good trade in the works. Yeah, at worst, it will probably do a bounce on the 9. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, good call. Good call. Right now, it looks like we've got 6 people in the Rude. Yeah, you're saying it right. Okay, Notergen's Adventures. Good. Good. I finally got it. I feel smart. I feel smart now. Notergen's Adventure. All right. So anyway, guys, welcome everybody who's come into the live stream today. Yesterday, any of you who were in here, you saw that we ended the day up about $233 while I was in the live stream. Of course, I came back later on the day. I found some other good trades, and I ended up, well, at one point I was actually up like $840 or something like that. And I had stopped, or I had I had kept going because I thought to myself, man, if I could just make $1,000, using a conservative share size, this would be awesome. What a great video that would be to post. So I really just mentally I was just trying too hard. I was trying way too hard yesterday to make $1,000, and I ended up losing a couple hundred in the process. So I ended the day still up like $630 yesterday. So it ended up being a good day. Today, I'm trying not to be too overconfident, because those are the days that you get bit. I'm on a roll right now. We came in using, again, very conservative share sizes. On Monday, made over $700. On Tuesday, yesterday, made over $600. So we're up, 1,300 on the week, probably 1,100 after fees and commissions and everything. So already I've kind of hit what I can consider to be a good, strong weekly goal. And so, but I'm trying to. I don't want to get too excited about it, and I don't want to get too overconfident. So really what my plan is for today, so the S&P 500, we've had a pretty significant bounce. I don't know if it's going to hold this level. I think it still needs to retest these lows down here. I think to give the bulls the confidence they need to really come in and push it up, I think we need to get a retest and at least form a higher low on the daily here, or even the weekly. If we came down here and retested these lows, but we were able to hold it, I think that would make for a much stronger move to the upside, and I think we could definitely recover these levels, these previous highs, a little bit quicker. Right now, as it stands, I think the market is still generally weak. Now, we do have to look at some things. Okay, first of all, coronavirus. There's still stuff going on with that. Even politically, so the overall market sentiment, or how the market played into the whole Super Tuesday thing, is apparently the word on the street was this: if Bernie got the nominee, then the market was probably going to be heavily weakened by that. If Biden got the nominee, then the sentiment would be a little more bullish. Okay. And so, and I think Biden, I have not kept up. I don't know. They still might be bringing in results from that. Last I checked, though, it looked like Biden was running pretty strong, which might be why we're having a pretty good run up today. Now, this, guys, you know how the market is. I mean, this could end up pushing. This could end up just continuing to push today through these levels. But even though, fears with the coronavirus are subsiding a little, even though Biden might have gotten the nomination or whatever, I still think that the market as a whole just needs a retest. We faced a historical moment with this drop last week. Okay. And that's why, well, anyway, I'm not going to dig too much in the fundamentals, but this is just my opinion. This is my opinion, is that at some point, and it might not be today, I'm not saying the market's going to tank today, but I'm saying at some point, I think we're going to see a retest of these lows. And if we're able to maintain them, I think it'll be the strength that we need to really push this up. So I don't know. Again, today, I'm just going to be careful. Note again, I watched your recap. Would you consider that a learning event or a calculated risk when you traded the power hour? Yeah, yesterday. So yesterday, here's the thing. Jumping over to that real quick, and I know we've got, we're 8 minutes to the bell, so I'll address a couple of those questions real quick. So, okay, you asked who got the nomination. I think Biden. I could be wrong, but it might be good to Google that real quick. And yeah, the SPY action could be a massive bear flag. Absolutely. So we do need to be cautious about that. But as far as yesterday, yes, yesterday was a calculated risk. Yesterday, I definitely thought to myself, I was like, I was up 800, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I ended the day earlier up $233 when I left the live stream. So if I was going to be satisfied with taking $233 on the day, why wouldn't I risk a couple $100 to try to push this over to 1,000? The thing is it just affected my trading because I did a lot of scalping on INO, and believe it or not, I was actually up on some of those scalps at one point. I was actually doing well. But then I would be underwater with it, and then I would do well again, and then I would get down again. And it was this mental game with me yesterday. I wanted to be able to say I made $1,000, so it was just, I honestly, I wasn't trading with the most disciplined trading strategy and all of that mess during the power hour yesterday. But I did say to myself, yes, it was a calculated risk. I said to myself, hey, if I go into this and I lose a couple $100, like I was even saying, like, even if I end the day up over 500, I'll be cool. Like, I'm fine with that. I'll still be on track for meeting all my goals this week. And so So to end the day actually up 630 was not a heartbreak to me. That was actually a bonus. Like I was like, okay, well, I did better than I thought. Like I was actually willing to go as low as 500. So anyway, I hope that answers your question. Let's see. So Bernie is in the lead as of 5 minutes ago. Really? Okay. Well, it's going to be good to know that. It's going to be good to know that. But I hear that. Good. I'm glad it answered your question. I hear that even if Bernie gets the lead, if he just gets a tiny lead, I hear they're still going to give it to Biden. And I don't know how all that junk works. Like I try to stay out of politics, man. Like I think politics has just completely ruined our country. But that's another topic for another conversation. But apparently though, apparently the Democrats do not want Bernie to get the nomination. And apparently even if it's close, even if he wins just by, a few percentage points, apparently they're still going to give it to Biden. Again, that's the word on the street. I don't know how true any of that is, but anyway. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, this is pushing up. So I'm going to go ahead and get out. Oops. That's right. Let me get out here. Oh, come on. Well, if it breaks back down under 8, it'll probably break down further. You know what? Here's the thing. This is weak. This is broken through. I can't see this coming back up. Could see a retest up here. Might be worth adding just to bring my average up, and then if it pops back down, I'll get out, break even. But I don't know. Otherwise, let me put it down here at 96. See if we can get a break. See if we can get a quick flush down to 96. If it goes over 15, if I see it buying on 15, I'll take it. So this is the thing where I shy away from those discussions. Politics is like religion. People get way too defensive about it as it defines their belief system. Yeah, politics. Okay, there we go. We got out. Yeah, people literally have started to categorize people based upon their political beliefs. I mean, literally. It's like, they say, oh, like the word on the street is if you're a Democrat, then if you listen to mainstream right wing media, if all you do is listen to Fox News, like everybody on the left is nothing but a anti-capitalist, socialist, communist. They have all these really bad words for them. Like they're nothing but like they demonize them. But then if you listen to the left, if you listen to liberal mainstream media, if all you listen to is like CNN or MSNBC, then everybody on the right is automatically sexist, racist, bigoted, whatever. Like everybody demonizes each other. It's like, they're automatically deemed as one thing just because, they may have certain views about the economy or, just politically, and I don't know. I hate that. I hate that everybody's so divided and nobody sees each other as human beings anymore. Like whether you're on the right or the left, like these are husbands, fathers, mothers, daughters. Like these are people. Like I've got friends on both the right and the left. They're good, decent human beings. Like they serve their communities. They're good to their families. Like they're not these monsters that everybody would make them out to be just because of their political affiliation. I mean, I hate it. But anyway, this is a trading station. This is or a trading channel. This is not a political podcast. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna keep it there. Let's see. Morning, man. What's up, Lars? Super helpful channel. Thanks, man. Would you consider longing Codex at a floor? Actually, to be honest with you, I am waiting to see what happens with Codex. I feel like Codex is going to weaken today, and I think I already borrowed 200 shares for shorting. So I borrowed 200 shares for shorting, and I am personally looking for this to tank down past these levels. I would love to see a final break of 11. Now, are we going to get that break today? I don't know. How close is Codex to the floor? What is the floor, and how many times has it touched it? Yeah, it's touched 11 twice, basically. I mean, we have, basically 11 twice. 11, 13, 11. And I may just jump in with 100 shares at first if it looks like it's giving way. I can see this dumping today. Let's see. Yeah, good point. Thanks, man. Man. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put an order out there at 56. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I'm in 100 at 13.50, and I would love to hold this all the way down as far as I possibly can. And if this breaks through 13, I think we're also looking at, these levels here, down here around 1285. I think that would be pretty critical. I want to see a break. I really do. I want to see a break of these levels, and I'll consider adding at the break of 13. And I know there's a little bit of a delay here, by the way, guys, so please keep that in mind. Thank you for the answer on the levels. Yep, you're welcome. Yeah, I think we could get it. The thing is there's very, very light volume being traded on this right now. And I don't know if people are going to just be looking to get rid of, their positions. And here we go. It looks like, now it's looking like it wants to pop up. So I will set a stop at, what's something reasonable enough here to set a stop at? 1390. Really 1430. I don't know if I want to let it go that far. So I would probably set a stop at, well, let's see. I want to give it room. We'll say 1401, stop, buy the 100 shares. So I need to move on. I want to look at some other potential stocks to trade. INO. INO's tricky. SPY's pushing. It's pushing up. It's looking good. 763 for the break there. HPI. HPI looks like it's moving up. APT. APT looks good for, again, looking to make a lower, Codex pushed. Look at that. All right. APT 1624. This is why I trade with the conservative share size. Can you imagine if I had taken like 500 shares? I'd be out like $250 right now. I would have killed everything I made on the day today. You let the stock breathe. Give it room to breathe, guys. That's what I say. Still gonna watch Codex though. Still gonna watch it to see if it can break these levels on the daily. I think it could come up to 1550-ish. So we were looking at two trends on Codex. We were looking at this trend, which it looks like it's holding pretty strongly to, and we're also looking at this trend. Where is it? Okay, so we have two possible levels that this could hit. Now this could get, you know, rejected anywhere in this general vicinity here. I think it very well could, by the way. That would have hurt. I wonder if it's going to do that rollover at 11:30 again. Yeah, we'll see. What I may do is get in I'll get in 50 shares, and I'm going to give it a chance to work its way up here, and I might add INO. I want to revisit that one more time. If it pushes up through 50, I'll consider that strength. I may just get back in. 200 shares. Let's see. Okay. See if it can break. Okay. Can't hold. Can't hold yet anyway. Buy volume is very weak. I know it looks like it's pushing, but the buy volume is weak. Really want to see more of that volume come in. It's technically hitting at levels of previous resistance. So doesn't mean it can't break the resistance. I'm just going to give this a chance to work itself out. Okay, it's breaking through that resistance. All right, I'm going to give this a second. So I'm not going to be too quick to get on it. If we get a break back down, I'll consider adding again at, let's see, 13.29. Yeah, I'll say 13.50. Stop, sell at 13.50. So if it comes down, we'll catch that order, average back in with another 100 shares. I know. Long wedge with high probability of a downward move. Yes, on Codex, absolutely. That's what I'm looking at. And right here, I'm telling you, it broke. I'm calling bluff on this, weakness on this, unless it's doing. Here's the thing. This could be an inverse of SPY right now. This could be, and we all see what SPY is doing. SPY is actually breaking down. So, and it's interesting that this is coming up the same way that this is breaking down. I've noticed with some of these coronavirus stocks, this seems to be the case. A lot of times when the SPY is coming down, they're going up. But then again, Codex is, kind of in that category, and it's not necessarily doing that. So it'd be interesting if we got a top here. I probably should have shorted 200 shares up here just to see if it could get a rejection. I really don't want to do it right now, but let's see, 941 would have to be where my stop is. I'm not comfortable with that. No, 200 shares. Come on, Codex. Fail. I want you to fail. I want you to fail hard. No? HPI, let's look at that. It's basically doing the same thing Codex is doing. HPI has room to move down. But you know what? I'll tell you what. It's this very, very similar pattern to Codex. I'll tell you what, if it retested all the way down here, it would be worth it. What in the world? What is happening? I hate how these things just move like that. EMA 17, no. This is the... $20. $9. I don't even know what's happening, guys. This is my EMAs are messed up on this chart. What in the world? I've got to contact Lightspeed about this. This is like the 50th time this has happened. Okay, let's see what happens here on INO. It's like it's failing. That might be good to get in on a quick 200 share scalp here and see if it starts rejecting. If it comes over 20, I'll get out. I've got hotkeys on this right now, so there we go. Some good resolution to the downside there. Take half off. Bump up a little bit there just to secure a little profit. Got to go to work. I'll be listening and chatting when not driving. Goals. Hope to have my account. Cash buy. Okay. In a month. 10.99. Don't get money back. LOL. All right. Note again. All right. We'll see you, buddy. I want to make sure we don't break out of this. And if we break VWAP at 14, I think I'd be willing to go back in. Stop. So where are we here? 1410, yeah. Stop, sell. I would take another 50 there. INO, what are we looking at, INO? What are you going to do today? We took it at $9, so I'll get out if it breaks. $9, stop, buy. There we go. Man, I'll tell you what, how much is this? $3, accept. Why not? Why not? Because I'll tell you what, I mean, if this cracks low of day and even just comes down here to 13, I'll make a few $100 alone off of this stock. So INO. Okay, major fail on INO. Okay, so now if it comes above 8, what, 890. Okay, so stop buy at 890. Okay, otherwise I'll look to add at the break of 20 to add another 100 shares. Actually, let me look at this on the 1 minute or the 2 minute. Okay, we're officially below VWAP. So might actually be good to add here. So I'm in 200 at 873 average. I'm going to stop at 8. I'll still give it to 90. Stop buy at 890. I'm going to see a breakdown through 832. I may continue to build a position. If it comes up here and tests the 9, well, first let me look here. So it's under VWAP on the 15 minute. It's trying to close above VWAP. We got 10 seconds. So if it closes above VWAP, that's going to be a little bullish, at least in the short term. Okay, close below VWAP. So it's coming up. It's coming up. We need to see a break of 832. So stop, sell another 100 shares at 830. I don't know, guys. I think I want to go in another 100 shares short here. I'll give it a second. Okay. Okay, I'm going another 100 shares short. I'm going to stop by 300 at the break of 80. Stop by at 80. Break VWAP again. Bears step in. There we go. There we go. So we're 300 at 872. Now if it cracks, I may want to just get out half my shares at 70. So I'll stop 150 at it's pushing. Where did this go to? 75. Okay. Let's give this a second to work out. Okay. We're out. See if this was just an artificial push to the upside. HPI, APT. Okay. Man. It's continuing to push. Making a strong push. What are we looking like on the 5 minute? Let's just see how far this wants to go. Tell you what, it's struggling. Light buy volume. All right, I'm going to go short again at 79. Look for the break of VWAP. Just I'm looking at the volume. It doesn't look like it's pushing it up too much. It's kind of hitting that previous area of resistance. Doesn't mean it can't, but May consider adding to. About to go into another 5-minute candle. Really want to see the breakdown on this. If it comes above this candle's high, I'll well, we'll say if it comes above 9, I'll go ahead and get out. Let's see. Bulls are really trying to push it up. Okay. I'm out, guys. I'm out. Yo, what's up, Sagar? Hope you're doing all right today, man. Struggling over here. Not too bad. I mean, this may be one of those break-even days for me. We'll have to see. Although I might be able to clear out a nice win on the TVIX. Actually thinking about it. Yeah, I might get in 50 shares here. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to start 50 shares on the TVIX. May even add in down here. I cannot see, and I'm not, by the way, I'm trading the SPY. When I'm trading the TVIX, I'm watching the SPY. The SPY looks like it's going to roll over and continue to move down. Buy volume is weakening. But it may not. It may push up. May have to take a loss on the TVIX. We'll have to see. But all right, so going to continue watching the SPY up there while I make this trade on TVIX. Jumped on a stock that took my profits. I'm all right, up $7 LOL, but got about 60 on commissions. No. Oh man, which stock did you jump on? INO is still not. I'm telling you, the sell volume's wearing off. It's still not maintaining. I've been burned on it a few times, but you know what? We're gonna do this again. Do this again because this just may be the topping tail that we need. This may be the topping tail that we need, and hopefully it closes out as a topping tail. Obviously, if it comes over 910, I'm gonna have to get out. So we're at 85, so 910 is going to be my stop. Stop buy. Okay. SPY looks like it's going to go. TVIX should be able to pop up and make a pretty good move. I'm looking for TVIX to hopefully get up back by the 120s as long as SPY can stay weak. SPY, I'll bring the chart back down. SPY has to drop below 304. That's what I'm looking for. As long as we drop below 304, I'll keep my trade going on the TVIX as long as I can. TVIX could easily be a there we go. Still 1 minute on the SPY. TVIX could easily be a $200-300 trade today if I'm able to hold on to those 50 shares. If SPY looks like it's about to double bottom here, then just for safekeeping, I'll go ahead and take out maybe 25 shares on the TVIX. I want to see it break 304. Really want to see it break 304. Come on. Struggling, but I think we're going to do it. Just need a little more sell volume. There we go. Okay. So now there's going to be a slight bounce, I'm sure. But let's see. I may go ahead at, where do we get in? 113.59. So we'll say 116.59. $116.59 will take off 20 shares. Let's see. Sell. Go ahead and get out 20 shares at 116.59. See if we can get a push up there. Come on, quick push, come on. SPY's pushing back up. Okay, let's see if we can take it there. There we go. Okay, so we locked in 44 on profit. We got 30 shares left on TVIX. INO got, look at this. Look at the whippiness. Look at this, went all the way up to 940. All the way up. All the way up. Look at this. Man, how is it? This, ugh. Oh my goodness. Chop fest, chop city. But guys, I can't stress it enough. Again, this is why we what? This is why we trade with small share size. Can you imagine how much that junk would have cost me if all those times I had taken, 500 to 1,000 shares or whatever, I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine? So we're getting a rejection here. This is good. On Codex, I think Codex can break these bottom levels and come down past 11. Getting a rejection on Codex. TVIX is flourishing, so this will probably be a decent day today. If Codex can continue to run, I think I would get in another 100 shares at the break of 13. But as long as Codex can continue dropping, and if we can really fail these levels and test 11, this could actually be a really good trade today. I'm going to go back on the TVIX and see what we're looking at here. So SPY's continuing to pull, TVIX is continuing to push, but SPY is potentially going to find some areas of support at 302. It's looking like 302 would be the next potential area. But the SPY, they're, bulls, I think, are trying to hold the line. Bulls are trying to hold the line on the SPY, and rightfully so. See if we can get below 330. I would add another 50 there, maybe 1330. Let me see. I mean, stop, sell. TVIX is continuing to run up. All I took was 50 shares. Sauger says, okay, the stock you jumped on was CTRM, made most of your money on APOP. INO topping tail on 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, INO, I just don't even know what to do with INO right now. I don't know if I should trust it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. INO is just, this is ridiculous. But I will fight it. I will fight it. If this is going to roll over, I'll wrestle this bull to the ground. Do not mind going in again with a conservative share size. Let me just see what's happening on the smaller time frames here. I mean, it's gradually pushing though. There has been no genuine rollover here. I mean, it's holding that 90A on both the 1 minute and the 2 minute. It's maintaining above VWAP. Could just be strong. So I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go for a minute. See what happens. TVIX, I'm going to look to add. SPY looks like it's pulling back, but I think SPY is still weak. So I would like to actually get in with another 20 shares. Probably here. Yeah, do that. So I'm 50 shares at 114.40. SPY's pushing, but SPY is still weak. So I'm still adding. As long as SPY continues to look weak, I'm going to continue to add. SPY's not, it hasn't broken above VWAP. I mean, it continues to look weak. Now, this is a good indecision candle for the bulls. Good buy volume kicking back in, but this may get a VWAP rejection. So as long as it remains under certain levels, I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to continue to add to my position on TVIX. May even get in with another 20 shares at, let's see, 1360, yeah. Buy another 20 shares there, and buy another 20 shares at 1310. There we go. And again, as long as SPY remains weak, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on. So SPY looking like it's getting a major rejection on the 2-minute. We'll see. We'll just see how this all plays out. Now, it could continue going. Get a really strong push to the upside, but I'll keep adding 20 shares until it shows any kind of major sign of strength. Right now, it's attempting to hold the 200-day moving average. May actually hold down to 1260. Codex. Where are we at on Codex? Want to see a push through 1350. So there's this long-term trend line here. You can see it's basically respected that. This long-term trend line here. I mean, it's obviously broke through it a couple times, but it's respecting it. This could continue to push down. And that's definitely what we want to see. TVIX is resolving. Well, I should say SPY is resolving to the downside, so obviously TVIX is, on top of its game a little bit here. But we want to see SPY maintain its weakness. Here's the SPY on the 1-minute. It's coming back on the 2-minute. Rejection off of VWAP. Look, 2-minute open. If we can get a push down here and a push down past 303. I want to see a retest of 302. And that'll give us a really strong move on the TVIX if we get a retest of that. So on the 5-minute, which is about to close out, I mean, that's a very bearish signal on the 5-minute. So, but it could be chop fest. We could go back and forth like this until it finally ends up going down. But I think we're going to get a test of 302, just based on all the information that we have right now. So what I might go ahead and do is take 20 shares off at we'll say, I think we can get a quick pop to 116. So I'll take those. I'll take those. If we can get a quick pop up there, we'll hold on to 50 shares. You see how volatile TVIX is. TVIX makes huge moves very, very quickly, by the way. Should get a pop up over 16. Get out those 20 shares. Come on. SPY's weak. There we go. We got that 20 shares out. So now we got 50 with a 114.41 average. We'll let the rest of those ride. Excuse me. Codex is holding. But we're gonna give it. We're gonna give it time. We're gonna give Codex time. Because, like I said, I mean, if this drops today, what a great drop that'll be. Okay, VIR. This is kind of one I've been wanting to check out. Okay, it's holding on the daily. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that one. Here's one that was moving yesterday. Let's see what happened to it today. Omer. Saw somebody else was trading that yesterday. It's easy to short. Not a lot of shares being traded though. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone. mRNA. Okay, so we've had a significant break through this trend line. I was watching this yesterday. Actually drew this yesterday. Let's see. I'll hold that on the side, just see what happens there. SPY looks like it's gaining some strength, but it's still weak. It has not broken through VWAP. It is making a higher low, but I would expect for it to continue to drop. Now, if it doesn't, then it doesn't, and we'll just handle it as we go. But yeah, let's look at the 1 minute. Yeah, I told you. I mean, this could be choppy. This could just go back and forth until it ultimately resolves to the downside. I'm still holding to my theory that it is going to hit those levels. I know. Just going to revisit this real quick. Did it finally break any of that? Okay, it looks like it's finally weakening. But I'm going to give it a minute to work itself out. Okay, I'm going to remove those orders there. SPY looks like it is actually breaking through VWAP. May have to get out the rest of this on TVIX. Take a little bit of a loss. But I would want to see a close above that VWAP. I would definitely want to see a close above it. So what I'll do is I'll reduce my share size at the 114.41 average. If it gives it to me, 114.41 average. Sell that just to make sure. Okay, we got 30 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. SPY is really trying to hold above VWAP. And if that happens, then I'll go ahead and get out of TVIX. as best as I can. Okay. Okay, I got out my shares there, so we got a 114.28 average on 30 shares. So we're still up 88.50 on that stock. Codex is doing well. SPY is trying to make a significant push through VWAP. Like I said, I went ahead and reduced my share size just in case. Codex is about to break 50. This could be big. Come on, Codex. See that drop. See that drop we've all been waiting for. You spent a lot of days, a lot of time trying to see that drop. Okay. We did break VWAP. Let me give it another shot, guys. Give it another shot. I'll get out if I have to. This might be the move that we're waiting for, though. We'll see. $68 would be the next ad. Want to see a close on the 2-minute. And the 5-minute, would love to see the 5-minute break that 20 EMA. SPY's pushing up through VWAP, maintaining a position of strength. But still not entirely confident in that move. It is cracking back up through the 200-day moving average. Well, it's maintaining above it, I should say. It cracked through it at 304.66. It's making a good, strong push, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's sincere. I don't know if it's sustainable. Buy volume's decent, but let's see. INO might be ready for the ad. The break of 66. We're going to go ahead in anticipation of that. We got 400 at 876. Buy volume is significant on the SPY. It's 15-minute buy volume anyway. Looks like it's about to break up through the EMA and break the previous 15-minute candle's high. We want to make sure that this is legit. And looking at the hourly time frame, it's not looking quite as good. Our hourly time frame still shows weakness. I've got it up on another chart, by the way, for those of you who can't see. So watching the 5-minute. Okay. Okay, I may be willing to add to my position here. There we go. So we've got 50 at a 1344 average. I really want to see if the TVIX can maintain. INO making a push back up. I have a feeling INO is going to squeeze me out again. But you know what? I only took, well, I got 400 shares, yeah. Look at this, this false break. False break. I mean, I guess it could be a real break, but that is yet to be seen. Okay. Almost feel compelled to reduce my share size just in case. Ah. Okay, I'm going to reduce share size down to 200 shares at 67. See if we can get another break. Okay, so SPY got bought up on the 5-minute, cracked through VWAP, closed over the 200-day moving average on the, well, I should say it rose above the 200-day moving average on the daily. All in that move. So still going to look for weakness in the SPY. INO is hardcore, guys. INO is hardcore. It's a trooper. It's a trooper. Really is. Stop myself out there. SPY's continuing to move, but not buying it, guys. Still looks weak. I could, again, I could totally be wrong about all of this. Could make a brilliant recovery. So, you know, obviously if that happens, there we go. There we go. So now we're in 70 at a 1278 average. Just going to add a little more to my position. I'm fine to take a, you know, I would be fine to take a $200 loss on this. You know, if I had to, it's, you know, it's whatever. So I really think we're going to get a rejection with the SPY here. So, okay, we got a 1233 average at 90. Let's see. Okay, we've broken up through the 15-minute. Broken up through, let's see, we're still maintaining the half hour on light volume. So if we get a pullback, I will come out 40 of those shares at, just to reduce my share size and reset my position. $112.33, $112.33 average. I would come out, let's see, yeah, I'll come out 30. If it looks like there's a chance that it could continue to run after the pullback. I'm not going to take it yet. I'm just going to see. Starting to struggle a little, but could continue to push. All right, so where are we at now? Okay, INO is actually working out in my favor. Okay, we finally got the drop. Missed the ad. Missed the ad. SPY is pulling. That's why TVIX is running up now. It would probably be good to unwind a little of my TVIX position. So 1112, we'll say 73. Probably would be good at this point. If we get enough of a pullback. So I'll sell 40 at 1112.73. INO. Look for a place to add. I may go ahead and add. I mean, this is a whippy stock. This stock just really makes me nervous. As many times as I've been stopped out on it, but you have to continue to take each trade with full confidence. I have to look at this as though this is the first time that I have come in to the market and I'm seeing this move being made. What would I do? Okay? And truth be told, this is what I would do. I would go short and I'd set a stop at 874 for break even. Or not break even, but you know. Okay, so I'm going to go in. I got 400 shares now with an 854 average. Okay, this comes all the way up to test these levels. I'll go in another 400 shares. That's why I got 400 shares to begin with, or that's why I got 1,000 shares to begin with, just so I could scale in. So we need to see the SPY pool a little bit more so I can get out some of these shares. Okay, SPY's pushing back up, but I don't know, it might be temporary. Obviously, if SPY continues to move, we'll do what we got to do. So Codex missed my ad. Codex is now testing these levels that we talked about earlier. Notigan's Adventure, yes, choppy day indeed. So we are now testing those 1276 levels. 1225 is another one. Okay, guys, so TVIX, I may have to. SPY's continuing to push. Let me just see. Let me look at the 1 hour. And here's the thing. If it breaks 1 hour high, then I've got to get out. Okay. All right, it's pushing. I hate to do this, guys, but this is, I'm going to have to take the L on this one. So double check one more time. The thing is it may reach the top. It may reach the top and then it may end up pulling back. So Codex is doing well. INO is doing well. Both of those stocks could easily pull back. Yeah. Still looks like a high or low on TVIX. Hoping for you. Yeah. Yeah, again, TVIX is not really the storyteller here. This is what I'm watching in another window. I'm watching the S&P 500, and it's come up to these levels. So it's possible it could reject here and come all the way back, which is why I'm still holding on, even though I'm kind of at the threshold where I need to come out. I'm still up on the day. It's just worth seeing what happens. But, you know, in a lot of this stuff, I have to watch the hourly as well, because this is the key. This is the key. Maintaining a low on the hourly. 307.27, 307.23. So it technically has not, if you think about it, it technically has not broke the hourly high. So this is why I always say we have to slow down the time frames. We have to slow down the charts to really get the story about, you know, what's going on here. But if this does continue pushing, I have no choice but to get out. I've got to get out, because there's no telling what the S&P 500 will do from there. If you look at the daily chart, I mean, we've got a lot to test here. Actually, the 200-day moving average is right here. So we could come all the way up. We could make, you know, and so I just don't want to be in the trade if it does that. I'll have to take a $200 loss on TVIX, and that's fine. I mean, it was worth it to me to try to see what we could do with this, but obviously it's just not going to work today. So I'll have to get out. I mean, the only thing that I have going for me right now on the 5-minute is buy volume is falling off. We ended the last, if you see here, we ended the last candle on a doji. Shows great indecision in the markets. Okay, so we could get a complete pullback, at least to test a VWAP, and I mean, you can just see, you can see how this is working out right now. So if we doji around here at these levels and reject and start coming back down, I still think we could test 302. So, you know, I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to hold on. If I wasn't already up on the day, I probably would have gotten out a while ago. So that's definitely something that, you know, you want to keep in mind. Plus, I've got some other stocks going good in some pretty good directions right now. INO, I think INO is losing it. I think it's weak. Tested this again up here. I think it's weak. I think it can definitely come up, and I'll add to my position, but I can't see this coming all the way back up here again. Now, obviously, we have seen greater anomalies in the market. So, you know, I'm not totally sold to the idea that it can't come all the way up here, but and obviously I'll have to have my plan in place. I'll have to have my entries and exits, and you know, if I got to take the L, then I got to take the L. So Codex is making a recovery. We're in at 100 shares at 1407. So this is kind of good because I want to be able to add to this. So I am actually at this moment going to add about 50 shares. I'm going to bring my average to 1376. So, and if it comes up here to the 1350 areas, I'll look to add again. But I really am looking for a complete breakdown to at least to retest $11, and I would love to see a breakthrough on that. INO, still struggling. If we look here on the 1-minute chart, it's bouncing off that 9 EMA. I will look to add again if INO breaks down through 810 in anticipation of the break of 8. I would be fine with adding another 200 shares then. That would probably bring my average down to the 830s. And I think that would give me enough room to see if this is going to play out in my favor. So, yes, Notergen, that's right. The expanded charts definitely tells the story. It tells a truer story is what I tell people. It tells more of the truth. Okay. And so, you know, looking at, for example, looking at a gravestone doji on a 1-minute chart is not the same thing as looking at a gravestone doji on an hour chart. You see a gravestone doji on a 1-minute chart. I mean, this is kind of, you know, whatever. It's not a perfect gravestone doji, but it basically is. And you see how much it popped up after that. well, you said you'll be listening. I don't know if you can actually see what I'm showing here, um, but you know, you'll see that all the time. You'll see that absolutely positively all the time on 1 to 5 minute charts where it looks like, man, this candlestick is showing that the price action is going down, you know, and it doesn't. And then but hourly charts tell more of the truth. You see a gravestone doji on the hourly, and you know, and of course it depends on. I mean, if you're dealing with these small cap, low float stocks that are whippy, I mean, those things can do whatever they want. They're so easily manipulated. But by and large, when you're dealing with, you know, most stocks, gravestone doji on the hourly is much more of a bearish signal than if you see it on, like I said, a 1 or 2 minute chart. And you said you can hear me. Thank you. Yep, you're welcome. Absolutely. Absolutely, man. So right now, INO, I'm in at 400 shares with an 854 average. It's bouncing off of the 9 EMA on the 2 minute chart, and it has failed to make a higher 5 minute candle or break the previous candle's high. So, so that's good. TVIX is recovering as the SPY is pulling. SPY is pulling back down. So now that the TVIX has recovered so tremendously, I am thinking about putting out an order back at 112.73 just to unload some of my position, just in case this S&P 500 merely comes back for a test of the VWAP and then continues making its way up. So I'm going to go ahead and unwind 40 shares off of my 90 share position. And if SPY begins tanking, well, then we've got 50 shares to hold on to as we make our ways up to the 120 area today on the TVIX. So that's kind of what I'm planning on right now. So TVIX, okay, got out. We've now got 50 shares left at $111.19. So plenty of leeway to run with this. I could take profits right now, guys, and end the day up almost $500. But I do want to see how this stuff plays out. INO is resolving to the downside. I'm looking for the break of 810, and I'll add. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and put in my order right now at 811 to get in at the anticipation of the break. So I will set a stop sell order of 200 shares. Codex is resolving. I've got 150 shares on that. Looks like it could come down and break 1255, and if it does that, I will look to add the final 50 shares to have a 200 average of probably 1350. So we're just going to see. We're going to see if this has opportunity to do that. Just risk mitigation. Yep, pretty much. That's a big part of my trading strategy. As a matter of fact, if it looks like a trade is actually about to move against me, but I don't know for sure that it really is. Hold on a second. Looks like Codex is about to break. Okay. All right, I'm in 200 shares Codex with a 1350 average. I will get out if it breaks back up through VWAP roughly at 1366. So I'll hold on to it until then. Yeah, if a stock looks like it's going to move against you pretty harshly, but you don't know for sure, I always feel like it's best to go ahead and just get out at least some of your shares. You can always add back in if it continues to go against you and you see that it's maybe a false breakout or something like that, or a false breakdown, whatever, whether you're longing or shorting, then you can always add back to it. Again, and add just a small conservative share size, something that even if it continues moving against you even more, you'd be fine taking the L on it. But at least you bring your average up and you give it a chance to play out, and it oftentimes will play out in your favor. I mean, if you know what you're doing and you're picking good setups, because here's the thing, your accuracy on a lot of the trades that you take, you could have really high accuracy, but your win rate could be low because you're constantly taking the L on these stocks too quickly. So it's like, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten into trades and it's like they ended up working out in my favor, but I took the loss way too soon. And so I find this strategy really works well for being able to, stick to the plan. If you got to unload some shares, unload some shares. If you have to take a little bit of a loss, just take a little bit of a loss. Better for you to take a little bit of a loss than a super heavy loss on all those shares. So, risk mitigation is a very, very crucial, very critical part of trading. If I&O comes above 850, I will go ahead and get out with those 400 shares. So I'm actually going to set a stop at 851. Stop buy. Right now it's resolving to the downside. It looks like it may break 815 and then 810, and I'll get those other 200 shares, and hopefully it'll continue to make its way down. Let's see, Codex is continuing to move. All of these are a little whippy right now, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a stop at 8. No, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to hold on to them. Okay, looks like SPY's getting a test of VWAP. So it came all the way back down. But here's the thing, guys. It never made an hourly high. I mean, it pretty much came right up against it. I guess it technically did make an hourly high, but that could have been a false breakout on the SPY. Really could have been. So if this might bounce around VWAP, but ultimately break through. And I really feel like there's a huge probability of that happening. And we can see that actually we may even witness that right now. So I&O broke, by the way. You can see it broke through. I added another 200 shares so I got 600 shares at an 839 average. And we are looking for the break of $8 now. Love to see the break of $8. And then we will start taking profit off the table. There we go. Good break. See if we can continue moving down. Let's get down into the 70s. Can we get down into the 70s? There we go. In the 70s, I'm going to take a quarter of my position off there. Okay, we've got 450 shares left. Continuing to make a strong push. We want to see it retest 763. I'm going to go ahead and take another quarter of my position off there. We've got 338 shares left at an 823 average. Now if it comes back, as long as it's showing weakness, I may continue adding. 763 is where we want to see the next break, and I would even consider adding at the break of 763. Okay, Codex is still maintaining these levels. Finally got the breakdown on Codex. Let's see if it continues to go. Okay, so again, I've got 338 shares. I'm going to go ahead and put, if this comes all the way back up to, I guess if it comes back up to 820, I'll want to get out. And if it doesn't, then I'll look to add. So 821, stop buy on those last shares. TVIX is climbing. SPY got rejected. Codex is failing. Codex is failing, but it's holding the line. Bears are holding, or bulls are holding, I should say. So if Codex starts coming back up, I'm going to go ahead and get out at, let's see, we have 1350, 200 shares. So I would look to get out at the break of 13. There's no reason in actually, what's the previous candle's high? 1310. we'll say 13.11. So limit, stop, buy those 200 shares there. So guys, I'm sitting pretty. I'm in the driver's seat right now. Even at worst case scenario, we'll probably end the day up over $400, I imagine. AHPI. It's not doing anything. I really don't care about that stock anymore. Going to get rid of it. APT. APT could be on its way to make a higher low. It's failing. I know. It's getting a pullback. If we break 770, I am going to look to get back in by adding another 200 shares. So, yeah, so far, guys, we're up. If I take profits right on everything right now, we're going to end the day around 700. I'm going to see if we can get to the 4 digits today. That'd be great. So we'll see. This is either going to work or it's not. You know, I mean, it's at this point though we're doing well, so I'm fine to let all of this stuff play out for the time being. INO's doing well. Codex is doing well. TVIX is doing well. S&P 500 looks like it's trying to come back and retest the VWAP after it broke through. I think it's going to get rejected. I think it's going to continue moving down. I really think we're going to test those 302 levels today. I just don't know for sure, but I do have a plan to get out if that does not happen. So no big deal. We'll do what we got to do. Okay, 5 minute. So now we're sitting at the previous 5 minute at $13. So if it breaks through $13, I'm going to want to get my shares out. I'll say 1301. So that's where we're going to stop. Stop buy Codex at 1301. SPY is pulling. TVIX is rallying. Okay. Let's see here. TVIX. I'm going to move that up here. Okay. I've got SPY up in another window. Would be nice to see. I think it's running in your favor right now. 1K recap, hopefully. Yeah, dude. That's the only reason I'm still trading right now. I'm just sitting on this. I mean, trust me. You know, you see, you got like 3 stocks that are up over $100, and it's like, man, I could make $350 right now. Why don't I just take it? But you know, that's the thing about trading. You got to work out those muscles, those sitting on your hands muscles, those letting your winners run muscles. You got to really stretch those muscles. And so I'm looking to do that right now, and hopefully I'll make that happen. So Codex looks like it's about to get me out, and I hope it doesn't. I really wanted this to run today, but I'll still get out with roughly $100 profit, although I'm down $50 from that first trade on it. So I'll end the day on Codex with $50 profit if it gets me out here. But if it stops me out, then I've got to get out. I'm not gonna play around with this today. So I may look to re-enter a little bit later. SPY's trying to push back up their VWAP. Okay, I'm out on TVIX, and so ending the day, TVIX at $37.12. I'm up $445 on the day, or excuse me, Codex. Sorry, INO looks like it's making a recovery. I may consider adding to the position. Just want to see how it looks here. Okay, so SPY. All right, well, SPY might be telling a different story, guys. I don't know. I want to see if it triple tops and fails again. So I may have to look to another place on TVIX to add. So my TVIX profits were up at one. There was at one point I could have taken like $150 off on TVIX, but it has. And you know what? I should have scaled out a little. I should have actually scaled out. I don't know why I didn't do that. INO, pretty nice rejection there. That's good. Very nice rejection. Very nice rejection. So if it breaks 5-minute high, I'll get out. I think that would be wise. Let's see. We'll say 8.15. So I'm going to move my stop. We got 338. And I'm going to move my stop down to 8.11. Stop buy 338 shares at 8.11. So, like I said, worst case scenario, guys, I think we're going to end. I know has what looks like to be a clean trend that it's respected. Absolutely, absolutely. That's why I'm holding on to it. But it's one of those things where INO has been so choppy that if it breaks that previous 5-minute candle, I'm probably going to want to get out. I mean, truth be told, if it was really creating a solid trend to respect, it could even come all the way up to the 9 EMA, which would be at about $8.22. But, and then bounce off of that and continue moving down. So if I were patient, I'd probably wait for that to happen. But as it is, I really just want to see momentum to the downside. I don't, and it actually just broke the previous 5-minute candles low. So I really want to look to see this break 770, and I really want to look to add as it makes its way down to the break of 763. So hopefully that's what we'll be able to make happen right now. But you're right, on the 1-minute chart, the 2-minute chart, it's definitely respecting those EMAs. No doubt. And you see here, I tell you guys all the time that the 20 EMA is very well respected on the 1-minute. The 1-minute, it can break through the 9 EMA all the time. But look at how well it plays off of that 20 EMA. And not that it doesn't break through it or whatever, but you can follow 1-minute charts all over the place. Choose any stock that you want. And I'm going to go ahead and add. So I've got 538 shares at an 801 average in trying to anticipate the break of 763. So hopefully we'll get that. But yeah, you can see all day long. You can see it respecting. You can see the 1-minute respecting the 20 EMA on a lot of different charts out there. So I really want to see this. Really needs to break right here. This really needs to break, or I'm going to have to start taking profits off the table. I have to start getting out. So actually, I'll give it a chance to retest. I mean, it could break right here, but I will give it a chance to retest if it doesn't. Here we go. We break 60. We should be good. Come on. There we go. We broke 60. They're holding the line. I don't know. This isn't a very. Okay. All right. It's running down. I'm going to go ahead and take a quarter position off right there. So we've locked in $555 of profit so far today. We've got 404 shares left at a 788 average. And I think if it came back, I would start taking some of that off. So if it comes up to 770, I'm going to take half my shares off. Otherwise, I'm going to let it run. Okay, and we need to break 748. That is the next critical break. I will consider adding there, because if we do that, we've got a lot of room to run down. We could run all the way down to $6. We could run all the way down to $5. I mean, who knows how hard this stock wants to fall today. But I will, like I said, I will consider adding at that point. Right now, it's holding the line really well at 750. It does not want to break the close of the previous day's close. There it is. It just broke. I missed the add. So I'm just going to I'm going to see if this bounces back and gives me a chance to add in. It's just falling, guys. It's falling harder and harder. So I don't know. Okay, let's see if I get a chance to add. Okay, I'm going to take a quarter position right there. Locked in some more profit. We're up 622.51 on the day. TVIX is struggling, but I really feel like the S&P 500 is rolling over. If you look here, and by the way, we've got 303 shares left with a 780 average. So I'm just gonna let this play out here right now. Let me check my alerts real quick. Okay, we can go ahead and delete that. S&P 500. Let me bring this chart down for you. So this is what we're looking at on the 5-minute. You know, it's like it came down, broke VWAP, looks like it's rolling over, and looks like it can continue to make its way down. I really feel, like I said, I've been telling you this whole time, guys, I think we can get a retest of the 302 areas. And I think it would actually be good for a retest of the 302 areas. So, but I don't know. But this could hold VWAP and come up here today and start making higher highs. And if that's the case, then I need to get out. So I might even do that. I mean, if it breaks back over 306.16, I think would be the average. Let's see, 306.89. Yeah, roughly somewhere around there. I'd probably look to start getting out. So. INO. Let's check out INO. Let's look at the 5-minute. So it's finding support in all of this area of previous consolidation from the day prior. You can see, but it's weak. It's weak. Now it's a 90 million share float. Is it possible? As a matter of fact, let me just look at some of the stats on this, and let me see if there's a. Okay, so there's a 13.52% short float interest on this. I mean, that's enough. That's enough to get this moving in a downward momentum, but it's also enough to get squeezed out. You know, I mean, this could come right back up through here, and and then fail and come down again. I mean, we look at how many times we've done this. Once, twice. I won't even consider that. 3 times. I'll consider this the 3rd time, 4th time. So it could come. It could come all the way back up. So I'm gonna be watchful for that. Be watchful for that. Obviously, I don't want to lose money on this. Let me see where it's at on the 2-minute chart. Let me see where it's at. Okay, it's hitting the 9 EMA, button up against the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. And let's see if it breaks and closes above the 20. If it breaks and closes above the 20 on the 9-minute, I'm out. Or excuse me, on the 1-minute, I'm out for sure. I'm out at that point. So looks like it's failing though. So I may be tempted to add at this spot. So let's see if we can get it up to 80. See if we can get another retest of that 20. Sell volume's dying, or the buy volume's dying off though, believe it or not. So I don't know that I fully even trust that. Okay, so it's pushing up through the 20 on the 1-minute. But the key for me is it going to close? Okay, so that's what I want to know. And we've got a few seconds to find out. It hasn't closed yet. I'm going to go ahead and take 200 more shares. We got 503 shares with a 778 average. Now, if it breaks up over 786, I'll consider getting out some of those shares. So 503, I'll get out 203 at the break of 785. Limit, stop, buy. Here, we'll say 786 and we'll make it 303. Stop buy. Just to reduce any potential loss that there could be on that. Because here's the thing, it could break out over the 20. It could just break out over it, but not sustain over it. But right now, we want to see a clear failure of that 20 on the 1 minute. And not to put too much focus here on the, okay, so we got out those 300 shares. We got 776, 200 shares left. Okay, we're up $603.33 on the day. Okay, it closed above the 20. So that's not good. Let's see if it holds. SPY's pulling. And let's see if we get a rush back down here. First time that it closed above the 9 EMA on the 2 minute. 790, I'll get out the rest. 791, we'll say 200. Okay. Okay, stop buy at 791. So if it breaks 791, I'll go ahead and get out. I'll go ahead and get out the last 200 shares. TVIX right now, we're doing really well with those 50 shares. We're running up. I'm going to hold on to those 50 shares too, by the way. I'm going to hold on to them as long as I possibly can. I think that if the SPY tests back down to, and I'll pull the chart in here. If the SPY breaks these levels at 303, and if it gets a retest of the 302 areas, I think we can definitely make a move up on the TVIX to 120. I think we can. I think we can. Here, let me go on the 15-minute chart. It's harder to see it there. I think we can definitely push up to the 120 area, and with 50 shares at $111.19, that would be roughly a $500 win, and I might even add as I go. So, and that would put me up over 1,000. That would be over 1,000 on the day. So I'd feel pretty good about that. Okay, Codex came all the way up to 1310 and then rejected. So I'm going to go ahead and give Codex another shot, by the way. We're going to get in at 1273. I'm up enough on the day right now to justify this move. And I'll set a stop at 1311. It'll be worth it to see if this breaks down and tests 11. Stop. I'll set it at 1310. Stop buy at 1310. And I will add at the break of 1250. 1251 just to catch it if I can. Okay, TVIX. What are we looking at, TVIX? Again, I'm watching the SPY. SPY showing weakness. Still would like to say, hey, what's up, Truth Stand? Truth Stand in the building. Hope you're doing all right. I don't know how long ago you typed that message in, but I'm just now seeing it. I'm not always looking at the chat. I need to get better at that. For those of you who are just joining us right now, this has been a really good day today. You can see that we're up $571 on the day. I have a position of 50 shares on 50 shares on TVIX. So, yo, True Stan, Notergan Adventure says, what's up? Um, let's see. So we got 50 shares at $111 average. For those of you who have watched me trade before, you know that when I'm trading the TVIX, I do not trade the TVIX. I'm trading the TVIX while watching the SPY. And right now, the S&P 500 had a gap up today, so that's good. But it doesn't seem like it's able to maintain these levels and get back above these pre-market levels. And so I'm looking for it to come down and do a retest of the 302 areas. Maybe even the 300 areas. It's kind of like I was telling you guys. Even here, I'll pull down the daily chart and I've got some levels marked out. I really think that the S&P 500 is going to do a retest of these lows. Now, I don't know for sure. I mean, this could ultimately be a V-shaped recovery. We could recover very quickly, but I think that, for everybody to have a little bit more confidence in the economy, in the strength of the economy, I think it would be good for it to have a retest down here. I just do. And I think that if it retested and just formed a higher low, and then started curling around and coming back up, I think that would be a very bullish signal. That would be very good for the economy. And I just, with as drastic of a move as this made last week, I just think that it's a big possibility. I don't know for sure. Nobody knows for sure. Nobody can tell you for sure. There's no magic crystal ball here. But, right now what we do know is that on the daily, we are maintaining above the 200-day moving average, and that's pretty significant. So we may not get the retest down here to 300 or 302, whatever. But if we don't, I'll just get out and I'll cut my losses on the day, and we'll just end it there. But let's see. Codex. Okay, got out on Codex and took a loss on there. So Codex is whippy. Codex is whippy today, but that's okay. You can see this trend line that I've drawn. I've got a good working trend line here, and I'll bring it down to the 15-minute chart. It's very much respected. The price action has very much respected this trend line. It's broke out past it a few times here, but by and large, it really has. It's respected it. And so it's just Codex is just very whippy, very choppy right now. And it's being traded on fairly light volume at the moment. So I mean, you just kind of have to ask yourself, what do you expect? So looks like SPY is getting a pretty good rejection. So what I want to do is go ahead and let's wait. Let me give it a little more time. Make sure it closes with that massive rejection on the 5-minute. If it does, I think I'm going to go ahead. I think that'll justify me jumping in with maybe another 25 shares on TVIX. I do not want it to close above VWAP on the 5-minute. Again, I'm watching the S&P 500 on another, the SPY ETF. I'm watching that on another chart. Codex getting smashed back down. Might be worth taking another shot on Codex. Look at SPY 2 minutes, SPY 1 minute. Yeah, it's looking weak. Okay, I'm in another 25 shares. I've got a $111 average. I really want to see SPY break down past 304 on this move. Okay, it's making a solid move to the downside. The SPY is, that's, okay, it's having a slight pullback, but we're still looking extremely bearish on the 5-minute. Still looking extremely bearish on the 5-minute. Codex, INO. Okay, so INO got me out, but it's about to close below the 9 EMA on the 5-minute. That would be good. That would be good if it could do that. As long as SPY is making lower low or lower highs, by the way, I'm going to remain in this TVIX position. I would like, if I could, I would like to capture 500 or 100 shares on TVIX. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but I really would like to capture that. SPY looks like it's about to pull. Again, we want to get it down past the 304.43 or 304.34 levels. That would make for an awesome trade on the TVIX. So SPY, SPY had a heavy pull. Now it's or had a heavy. It had a heavy pull. Now it's pushing, but I think it's artificial. I think it's fake. I might even be willing to go ahead and add back into my position here. I just need to see what it's about to do. There's a lot of back and forth whippiness on the S&P 500 or excuse me on the TVIX. Just because of the choppiness with the S&P 500 right now and its inability to make up its mind where it wants to go. I know it looks good for continued downward momentum, but I don't know. This is a pretty strong. This is a very bullish signal on the 15-minute. So I don't know. I may leave that one alone for now. I want to stay focused here on the TVIX. So. Okay, I got 100 shares at $111.46. I want to see a massive rejection on the SPY right now. I want to see a really good solid flush down to 304.36. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. If it holds above VWAP, I'll have to get out of my position. So I'm going to go ahead and sell. Let's see, should I or should I wait? I may actually have to sell 50. Okay, if it does not push down past, again, I'm watching the S&P 500 on another platform. There we go. See the break of 304.34. I will take 20 shares off the table once it breaks. Looks like it's double bottom. Come on, there we go. There we go. There's the break. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and take 20 off right there. Put myself up a little bit more there just in case we go through the motions of a... There we go. SPY's pulling hard. Okay, good. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Test 302. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Let's make our way back up to those 120 areas on the TVIX. SPY needs to break below 304. Let me hold something, big money. Yeah, right. Let's see. Let's see. Can we get it? Can we get it? Can we get it? I'm going to go ahead and come out 20 shares there. So we got 60 at 111.57. Up 570 on the day so far. Going to give the S&P 500 a little bit of time to breathe. Going to do my best to hold on to those shares, and I may even add back in another 20 shares. Again, SPY's continuing to make lower highs. So even if it pops back up, I'm fine with that. We had a pretty big doji of indecision back here, so see if SPY makes a move. Okay, we're going to get an 80 at 111.44. There we go. SPY's weak, remaining weak. Okay. Going to continue to buy as we go down. SPY's pushing again, trying to make a VWAP recovery. I don't think it is. There we go. Hopefully that's all the juice the SPY has, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to give it a minute to play out. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to play out. So, all right, we're in 100 at 111.41. I will come out 50 if I have to. If SPY breaks through VWAP. Really want to see a rejection here. SPY's pushing. Very light volume. Very light volume. So may have to get out half our shares. If it comes over 305.52, if it maintains above VWAP, so sorry guys, had to look at a message here on the message board. Let's see. Okay. SPY's making a significant push. May have to take a loss. May have to at least sell half. Let's see. Let's see, guys. Let's see. I still think there's weakness in the SPY. I don't want to give into it this easily. See if we can hold this just a little bit longer for TVIX. Get a crash back down through VWAP. We're going to get a flush. Okay, looks like we're going to get a close above VWAP, so that's not good. All right, let me see if I need to come out. Yep. Give it a chance to break back through. Okay, it's breaking through. There it is. Broke through VWAP. There it is. Come on. See if we get a... We can get a major turnaround on this. Don't want to have to take the L, but we'll definitely take the L if I have to. Okay, making a pretty strong recovery. May have to reduce share size just in case. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Sorry, I took off. Ugh, dadgummit. I accidentally hit my hotkeys twice and took off more than I wanted to take off. Took off way more than I wanted to take off, guys. My bad. Let me see. Here we go. There we go. That gives me a better average anyway. There we go. So those of you guys who are watching, if you're finding value on this channel, please be sure to like. Give it a likey like, a little likey like if you would. Thank you for joining in today. I hope that this is bringing value to what you guys are doing as traders out there. Hope this has been just a good experience for you guys. And is it Thalanoth? How do you pronounce that? Thalanoth? Is that right? Thalanoth. I need to work that into my vocabulary. Thalanoth. Thalanoth. I'll say it 500 times till I get it right. Is that it though? Is that it? Is that Thalanoth? Or the Lanoth? Spell it out for me. I like to know how to pronounce people's names. And yeah, Tesla. I was, yep, okay, Thalanoth. All right, cool. So yeah, I was actually considering going in on Tesla today. But I just got caught up in some of this other stuff. So I know SPY looks like it's pushing, but I don't know. Still, 30-minute, 1 minute, or the 60-minute still isn't telling the best story for the upside anyway. Thalanoth, good. Up 2.1K, nice. Gotta love those days. It's going against SPY, yeah. Yeah. Let's see, TVIX. This is currently the trade that I'm in on right now, but I want to watch continued weakness in the SPY. So, yeah, I actually considered getting in on Tesla today. Tesla's a great stock to trade. Moves quick. Usually there's, tons of liquidity. You can get in and out really easily. using a conservative trading strategy, I typically don't trade more than 10 shares at a time. And when I say I don't trade more than 10 shares at a time on Tesla, um, yeah, you and me both, Notigan. Yeah, for sure. Um, we'll see if it turns around. We'll see if it turns around. Um, but what was I saying? Tesla. Yeah, so I'll take 10 shares at a time. Now, that's at a time though. I usually leave myself room to average in, and I'll average in sometimes all the way up to 40, maybe even 50 shares. I really don't like to go more than that, but I mean, if Tesla, as you can see, I mean, Tesla's moved already $50 today. I mean, you get if you can get 40 shares in, for example, on a 10-cent move, you've made $400 in that one move. And of course, we've seen that multiple times today. So um, anyway, let me go back here. Yeah, Spy's pulling, and Sauger. Yeah. I think Spy found support too. It's not that I'm bearish overall on the S&P 500. It's just that I think it's possible that it's going to come back down and retest that support. So 50 is your max per trade. Thalanoth, yeah. So I'm taking it. You mean on Tesla, right? Like you would probably trade more than 50 shares with like Codex, for example. Codex is still looking nice, by the way. Like this could be the breakdown, guys. You know what? I got to do it again. I have to. I have to do it again. I just want to see, because if this breaks down, if this truly, I mean, look at this daily chart. You cannot ignore this daily chart. I mean, if this thing just starts tanking, if people start dumping their shares, and we could at least test 11, this would be more than enough to well recoup what we lost on the day. So, yeah, you were talking about Tesla. 50, yeah, 50 is my max, absolute max. But I average in because I don't, obviously Tesla can move against you pretty harshly. I don't like to risk 50 all at once. So what I'll usually do, unless I'm scalping it, like if I know, like, man, this is about to jump real quick and it's going to jump up and jump back. Okay, yeah, I might do a scalp on 50, but even then, I typically won't even scalp more than 20 at a time. But my thing is I like to give myself time, time to average in. That way, if you start with 10 shares and Tesla moves $10 against you, you're only down $100, and you can definitely add in at that point another 10 shares. And if it moves a whole nother, few dollars past that, you add another 10 shares. I mean, usually it's not, unless it's just tanking hard for some reason or being bought up really strongly for some reason. Usually when working within that range, you can usually get up to, 10, 20, 30 shares at a time and make a good strong move, make a few $100. So that's pretty much how I end up doing it. But you know what, man? I mean, everybody's got a different strategy out there, and I think, hey, if it's working for you, you're up 2.1K on the day, man. Keep at it, brother. Keep at it. That's really, really solid trading right there. So I really am looking for the drop here. This is just gotta, please drop, please drop. Codex, please drop. And then TVIX, let's see. So again, we're trading TVIX, but we're watching the SPY. And this is what's happening on the SPY. A very whippy action. Very whippy action. And it might be curling around. This might go to the upside, and I might lose out on this trade today. But I really I feel strongly about retesting these 302 areas. I think we're going to, based on a few things. So, and I won't get into all the fundamentals or the political stuff or whatever, but basically, I mean, we've tested these levels up here multiple times today. Just can't seem to push, can't seem to hold. And I think, I really do believe that ultimately we could even get a test of these levels down here. Still a lot of uncertainty in the markets, but you never know. You never know. So I'm going to hold for a little longer. I'm going to see what this does. looks like right now, the bulls are definitely making a strong case. But when I slow down the charts and when I look here, like on the 30-minute chart and the 60-minute chart, it still looks like it could roll over. So, but anyway, I won't. Obviously, I'm going to stop out at some point. I'm not going to let all my profits fall on the day. I may have to end the day down. I don't know, for just making only $400 on the day, or making only whatever. So, and I'm fine with that. I know looks like a good move here. It's a lot of indecision. A lot of indecision on INO. So, okay, I'm going to have to go ahead and come out of this for now. Let's see. Maybe reduce my share size again. SPY's pulling a little. See what it can do. It's done this several times with VWAP. It's done this several times. So let's just see. I'll give it a second. I may come out. Half my shares. Okay, I'm gonna. Oops. Did not mean to do that. Sorry. Okay. Let me give this a chance to pull back again. Okay, we're getting some pull again on the SPY. It's breaking down through VWAP. Still holding though. I'll give it a chance to break back down through. If it breaks the highs, then obviously I'll take it. Looks like this could yet again make a really strong move to the downside. So I'm going to hold on to this as long as I can. And guys, I've actually got some other work I've got to do over here for my other job. So I'm probably going to have to end out the live stream here in a little bit. Probably in the next 10 minutes or so. So if you guys have any questions, anything in particular that you would like to ask, or even if you have some a little bit of knowledge to share, a little bit of value to add to the channel and to some of the things that we're doing today, feel free. Would love to. Okay. All right, guys. Okay, got to come out. All right, so 394.68 so far on the day. After fees and commissions and everything, I'll probably only end the day up like 350. But I may come back in later, and obviously I'm going to see if Codex can resolve to the downside. INO, let's look at APT. APT is getting a little bit of a drop. A little bit of a drop. MRNA, slightly traded. I don't even really care to make any moves on this right now. It does look like it's potentially rolling over, but it's recovered back from that trend line. It's recovered VWAP. Tesla, yeah, Tesla is actually, it's looking good for a drop, at least down to the 730 areas. 720, 730s. But if the SPY if the SPY gains significant strength on the day, that will certainly affect things with TVIX, I think. So we'll get in another 100 at 1269. Actually 1266. Let's do that to bring the average down a little bit more. Got to be careful with codecs. SPY's continuing to move up. So I will be looking to possibly re-enter another position, by the way, if it gets up to these levels and seems to be struggling. Yeah. I might take another shot at it, take another stab at it on the TVIX there. So it would be history repeating itself, however, it's not a rule. Which part, note again? The 1130 drop. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's might be worth jumping in to try to recover some of the losses on that. Seems like every time SPY starts doing poorly, Codex starts picking back up. It's interesting. SPY's making a good push. It's making a good solid push. But I don't know if it's enough. See if we can get a good enough pullback to throw on some profit on the day. And carry those other 50 shares. There we go. Maybe this is where we could get a break of the VWAP. Push through. Okay, we got 50 off there. See if we can get a break of the VWAP. By the way, I'm watching, sorry, make this clear. I'm watching the SPY. So as it's dropping, I'm looking for it to break through there, and I'll hold on to these other 50 shares and then see if that's the move. So I went ahead and took 100 shares, scalped off 50 real quick, really just to pay for the trade and reduce risk just in case it did continue to move against me on the SPY, which it still might. So I'm going to be watching for that. But right now, it'd be great to break down. And right now, it's showing that it's breaking down. I might even take, let's see, there we go. It's breaking down on the SPY. You can see as it breaks down on the SPY, my P&L goes up over here. You can tell it's got a lot to do with it. And if it breaks down through there, that's great. Well, let me see if I can. There we go. There we go. So we're up 60. Go ahead and take another. Oops, what did I do? Hold on a second. Yeah, I was trying to sell. I don't know why that didn't. There we go. Okay. Sold there. See y'all tomorrow. Have a profitable day. All right. We'll see you, Sauger. We'll see you, man. Have a good afternoon. Okay, so, well, here, I'll just keep this over here since I'm trading TVIX according to this right now, so you can see. And, you know, it's very interesting that, again, every time SPY is going down, Codex is going up. Oops, that's not Codex, sorry. Codex seems to go up. You can see that right there. I mean, it's not like TVIX, obviously. I mean, it's not that much of an inverse, but it's definitely an inverse. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get out again. This is ridiculous. Where did I get in? 96. So see if we can get that. Make a few bucks on that. Okay. Might be right, note again. 11:30, man. We'll see if this we'll see if this SPY just keeps running down. But, you know, right now, okay, so we're dealing with a couple different trend lines. Obviously, this is the main one I'm drawing because I was looking for it to come up here and test these levels. This is going to be the other one right here. This is going to be the other one. We want to see it break this trend line and then break this low. So, obviously, if it can do that, we'll be good. And I might even go ahead and just to keep my profits up on the day in case it pulls back. See what it's doing on the 1 minute. Okay. All right. I would give this enough time. I'd give this enough time to work out. Give it a little more time. If it breaks back over these moving averages, I'll go ahead and take profit. Otherwise, I should add, actually. Yeah, I totally should have added. There we go. Let's get a move down to that trend line. Thankfully not a straight top. Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much what I'm thinking. Take off half there if you can get it. I threw it on the bid. Hotkey order on the bid. Or on the ask, sorry. Okay. It's probably not going to get to it. And if it does, then that means that this is just going to be flushing even further, so I'm fine with that. There we go. There we go. Almost. There we go. We'll see it break that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and come out half there. I'm just reducing loss on the day, guys. Just really paying for commissions at this point. So would love for it to continue moving down. I would continue shorting the TVIX. Or, excuse me, buying up the TVIX. But I would look for a pullback to add. Rather see a pullback. You can see that wedge we're forming right here. Tightening pattern. It's going to take a while to work out though. I mean, it's not, you know, it's not going to happen overnight. What a pain. It seems to just be a sideways day. Does it look like the SPY is just doing another day of consolidation on the daily? Yeah, it does look like it's just consolidating. It is pretty choppy. I mean, it really is. This is the daily chart on the SPY, but it's, you know, the thing is if it can crack back below and hold below that 200-day moving average, that could definitely be a bearish signal. I still think we could come down and test, around 300, 302. I still hold to that thesis just because of, again, the longer time frames. Like the bears keep pushing it down on the hourly, and that's a bearish signal. You can't ignore that. So I don't know, but at the same time, guys, it's the stock market. I mean, it doesn't always do what we think it's going to do. Otherwise, we'd all be millionaires, right? So I don't know. Give it time to work out. So here's TVIX. This could be the curl around though. It really could. Really could. I'm going to go ahead and take profits here. So we're up 470. It'd be good to get over 500. Codex could still make a push. I'm just going to give Codex time to work out. So SPY's pulling all the way back up. Okay, bounced pretty nicely off that trend line. So this is, this is just got to watch this. This is what we got to look for. Okay. Now we could potentially make another trend line coming from basically right here and coming down here, because even though it's spiked over a few times, it kind of allows for an even greater tightening pattern. But I don't know, the one up top seems to be the one that's respected most, and really that's what you want to do. I was just throwing out a little extra reason to speculate there, or another little tool of speculation. So Yeah, still getting close to breaking that trend. I know, I know. Um, Truth, still the hardest thing to do, but still you have done well following your strategy and still a solid day. I hope people see and understand. It may take a little longer, but you're pulling the same moves as others in your space, but your risk exposure is much lower. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, here's the thing: like people who have a conservative trading strategy. First of all, you're never ever going in with full position. I mean, forget the days of trading with full position. Forget the days of seeing a stock soaring and just hitting your hotkeys to buy 1,000 shares. Forget that. If you're going to have a conservative trading strategy, you always need to go in with at least a third, if not a fourth, of what you would expect to trade on that stock. Now, here's the downside to that. The downside is, number one, you got to be more patient, because if you see a stock moving and you only get in with 200 shares, mind you, when you get in with that 200 shares, you're hoping that you can continue to load up. You're just starting with 200 shares, and if it starts working in your favor, then you add another 200 shares. It's not that you can't get up to that full position, but you never start a trade with full position. And if you do start it out and, it starts moving against you, well, you can either add in if it still looks good and you're still confident and you're giving the stock room to breathe. It could move 20 cents against you and you're like, oh, well, I'm only down $40. That's okay. It still looks like it's going to work out. I'll add in. So you can build that position, and then if it works out in your favor, you'll make really good profits off of it. But a lot of times, unfortunately, you're going to get in with just your starter position and it's going to move in your favor, and you might even miss opportunities to add in. And so by the time it moves $1, well, if you've only taken 200 shares, you've only made $200. Okay. And you may have to wait longer for it to reach that point. You might have to sit on your hands longer. So it's a more patient strategy. It requires less greed. It requires you to be okay with, if I only got in with 200 shares and I only make $200, can I be all right with that? Okay. And I mean, you do that on a few different stocks though during the day, and you've made $400, $500, $600. And that's really how you've got to think about it. And yeah, you're not going to be like some of these guys who get in and out within 30 minutes. Like they're already doing their recap videos by like 9:50. Like, 10 o'clock comes around and they're like, oh, I'm finished for the day. I made $5,000 and I'm up and I only traded for 20 minutes. Like, no. A conservative trading strategy is not necessarily going to allow you to do that. Now, I will say this. There are some days where I have come into the market and I have hit my goals by 10 o'clock, but I like to stay in the market anyway, just to fish around to see if there's something else for me. So anyway, I like to do that anyway. So it doesn't bother me to stay in the markets till 11, 12 o'clock every day. I'm cool with that. And it doesn't bother me to come back in at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon just to see if there's something else that I can jump on and make a little bit more money. So I like the stock market. I enjoy it. But if you're one of those people that's kind of like, man, I got other things to do. Like I don't really love the stock market. I mean, I like to come in and make money, but I want to be able to get out and whatever. Well, you can still do that with a conservative trading strategy, but are you going to be done at 10 o'clock every morning? Probably not. You're probably going to be in the market till, probably 11 o'clock at least, just letting trades play out, giving them time to play out on smaller share sizes. And, like I said, you'll make $200 here, $300 there. I mean, you've even seen me make, $400 or $500 on some of these tickers. And so you can definitely do well, but it is a solid strategy. Like I said, it just requires patience, a little more mental discipline, and just a little less greed. Let's see. One of the advantages I love about your strategy is that it allows you to be more free about your trade ideas and has a higher upside possibility because you may catch moves others will miss. Exactly. I mean, that's the thing about some of these trades, and you've seen it. You've been in here, pretty consistently for the last week. There's been a couple trades that I've been able to add to. I've been able to add my positions to. I've been able to build a little bit more on, and we see them resolve. Like we can let them sometimes ride like $2 or $3 and do really, really well. There was one, what was it, mRNA? I made like $700 just on that stock alone last week. And so yeah, you can you know, you're not always going to be, like I said, you're not going to be coming in here necessarily making, thousands of dollars every single day, but you can definitely come in and consistently make, you know, $300 to $500, if not $700-800 on a and even $1,000. I mean, that's the thing. Like once you build your account up and you get some more padding on it, you can start to take, you can start to risk a little bit more. You can start to take a little bit bigger share size. I mean, you'll even notice like in the days to come, as I continue to build the account, I will go a little bit more on share size. I don't think I can't ever see myself being like one of these guys that are taking like 5-10,000 shares at a time. But there might come a time where I've built my account enough to where I could take a little bit bigger share size. I could take maybe 500 shares at a time or 1,000 shares at a time. And because of where my account is, it'll still be considered a conservative amount, and so you can build on that conservative trading strategy. You can build on that. You can, as your account grows, you can gradually start stretching yourself with share size, but without still, trying to use 100% of your buying power. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me see. So SPY is really respecting this trend line. But I'll tell you what, if it breaks, I mean, it's going to break. It's going to break. Let me look at TVIX. Oh, that's Codex. TVIX is it's in a good area to add. Okay, I might consider getting in 25 right here. We'll just test the waters. Oh, come on. Missed it. Missed it again. Don't want to chase, but this could be the drop on the SPY, so. Man, I keep missing it. Oh, I keep missing it. All right, there we go. All right, I don't want to chase it too much after that. But if this finally breaks, I think it'll be worth it. Come on, keep pushing, keep pushing. Keep pushing. Ah. Is it going to come back? It's tightening, guys. It's really tightening. It's really tightening. I may consider adding again to TVIX. Obviously, I'm not going to just give up right now, but if this starts rallying, obviously I'm going to want to may consider adding if it looks like it stays weak. Let's look at the 2 minute. Yeah, the 5 minutes respecting it. I probably need to give this a minute to work out. How's a 15-minute look? Guys, it could roll over. It could roll over. I'm holding to the thesis that S&P 500 has an extremely high probability of testing the 300s area again today. So, which actually would make Tesla a good trade, and well, it's already kind of gone without me, so forget about it. I could start averaging in though. If this is really going to drop on the SPY, I could start averaging in on Tesla with 5 shares. Even just 5 shares would be a good solid move. All right, I might do that. I might go ahead and Go short. SPY's breaking. I'm going to take that off. Take that off there. SPY's having a really hard time getting through, by the way. So may come out again here. SPY's really not. It is really holding that trend line so well. Look at this. I mean, it tried. It broke through, and now it's like, nope. It's getting bought right back up. So that's the SPY for you guys. Really choppy, but it's holding. It's holding that trend line. So if it starts coming back above all this and VWAP, I'm gonna just get out on the TVIX trade, and I'll wrap it up for the day. I do want to watch Tesla though one more time, just because if SPY does resolve, then let's see. It's forming a really nice tightening pattern. Okay, 5 shares. Okay, we're going to get in on Tesla with just 5 shares. Yeah, I know. SPY's no joke, man. SPY is no joke. And it looks like it's pushing. Well, it looks like it's really wanting to push up against those levels. I mean, it's butted up against the VWAP again, but I think it might be going for a VWAP breakout. You'll know if you see the TVIX failing massively. Here's SPY. Look at this. If it breaks, I'll have to take the L on this. Well, it's got to hold. It's got to hold the break, and it's not. All you got to do is bust down through all this, break that trend line. If it breaks this trend line, it's going to go. If it breaks the trend line, I'm telling you, I kid you not, this is going to go. This is going to go. 305. We got 1 minute to see if it closes also below the 9 EMA and closes below VWAP. But if it comes above, guys, I've got to get out. So just frustrating, you know, but I'm losing what, 20 bucks? Kind of hedging it with Tesla right now anyway, so all right, I'm out. Okay. Didn't want to do that. They cut me deep, bruh. They cut me deep. Hurt me bad. Hurt me something fierce. All right, let's look at what Tesla's doing. Okay, we could add to another. Okay, so now we got 10 at 732. So I would like to see Tesla. If you see here on the daily, I would like to see it test 716. Give it time to work out below that area. And look at the S&P 500. Look at this. Came right back under. Can't hold VWAP. Makes me want to get back on TVIX. What a massive sell-off there at the end. At the end of that 5 minute. Let's look at the 15. Let's look at the 30 minute. Let's look at the hourly. Indecision, mostly in favor of bears. I'll tell you what, guys, this is ridiculous choppiness. The answer to the question is I don't know. I'm so frustrated at SPY just watching this. Just all the cuts. I know, man. Like, it's like, good grief, man. Come on, SPY. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Make up your mind. The answer is I don't know. Sometimes in life, the answer just is I don't know. And we got to be willing to admit when we don't know. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I still, here's the thing. I have no idea in the moment, but I still believe, and I'm holding to this, I still believe we're gonna test these levels. You know, so it's kind of like, well, why don't you just take a position then if you know you're going there? Because I don't know. I don't know 100%. I need to see confirmation of that. Breaking this trend line would be very, very helpful to my cause. So it's a coin toss now. Yep. Notergen, you are absolutely right. It's a coin toss. So really, honestly, if you think about it, what I'm doing right now is not really smart. I'm not making the best, most educated and professional trading moves right now. I mean, obviously, I have an idea of what's going to happen here, which is why I'm still in, and I'm up on the day. At this point I don't care. Like if I make $400 after commissions, whatever, that's fine. Even if I make $350 after commissions, that's fine. I mean, I've been here for a few hours of my time, so it's really not a big deal. But it doesn't mean you don't want it to work out. You still want it to work out in your favor, obviously. So let me get on TVIX real quick. I think I'd be good for 50 shares on TVIX. Okay. Where are we at? TVIX 108.52. I think it's going to test that trend line. I should at least be able to get a $50 scalp on TVIX. Maybe not. Let's look at this though. Yeah, I think it'll retest the trend line. I think it'll retest the trend line. There's a lot of wicks on the last two 5-minute candles. Of course. Well, good news is this: with the choppiness we've been facing, it would probably be safe to take another 50 shares and just look for a retest. Okay, so I'm going to be in the TVIX 100 at 108.23. So 108.43. Okay, out on that real quick. So we made back some of the loss, made back 20 bucks on that. So could have gotten a much better move, but I was just looking for a quick scalp there till we see what happens with this. I'm watching the SPY in another window. Well, I appreciate what you do. I can't trade right now or even go into the simulator this month, most likely, but I'm learning a lot by watching and talking to you. That's good to know, man. I'm really glad to know that I'm helping somebody out. Um, I need it too, man. I like. I'll tell you what. I've trading is one of those things that for me for a very long time. Let's see. I'm at that point to where I need to put some skin in it to keep learning a lot by watching and talking to you. Let's see. Where I need to put some skin in it and keep learning. I've done all the practicing that I can. It's robotic on paper. The paper trader. I always come out green. It's just not real emotions. Yeah, yeah. That's right. That's absolutely right. Um, and I'll tell you what. Um, it is good. I think. Like I would recommend once you know that you want to start doing this, if you can get a trading simulator. Well, come to think of it, okay, so if you have an account with Capital Markets Elite Group, you do have access to a trading simulator with DAS. Um, and honestly, Warrior Trading, Ross Cameron has an excellent trading simulator, by the way. So Ross Cameron, his simulator, it costs like $100 a month, but or maybe $120 or something like that. But if you can get yourself, this is what I did. I locked myself away for 3 months straight in that simulator and really tested this stuff. And now they give you $50,000 buying power, but you have to act like you don't have 50,000. Like I had to go in there every day and say to myself, okay, I've only got, you know, let's say I have a $5,000 account with Capital Markets Elite Group that gives you 6 times buying power, so that's 30,000 in buying power. So instead of having the 50,000 in the account, which gives you 200,000 buying power with Warrior Trading Simulator, it puts you still trade with the mentality that you only have $5,000 and 30,000 with buying. And I had to do that every single day. And I would go in every single day and I would say, okay, I just need to prove that I can make this much. I just need to prove that I can make $100. I just need to prove I can make $200. I can just need to prove I make $300. And I would test that strategy over and over and over and over again for like literally 3 months straight. And before that, I was doing like a month of paper trading, basically just writing it down. I was on TradingView, following the charts on TradingView and just kind of writing down, okay, I would get in here, I would exit here. And it really was helpful. It really was helpful. Hold on a second. Tesla's slow moving. Let's see. 3205. 3350. But yeah, that really helped me for when I finally did put skin in the game. Let's see. Not bad. I had been using SureTrader than Thinkorswim. When SureTrade went down before my CMEG account goes live, I'll be using their demo until I'm good to go. My daily goal was $100. I come above that usually, but I don't know if I would trade like that with real money. Well, again, that's what's so helpful about the actual trading simulator, because um, the trading simulator just, when you use it and you're actually using the hotkeys and it's like you're really in there, and you imagine, you have to just use your imagination, man. I mean, really, that's all there is to it. Like, you just got to imagine, like, I only have this much money. Like, however much money you think you're going to go in and trade with, you have to act as though you have just that amount of money. And but I'm telling you, man, once you do that consistently and you prove your strategy, once you see your strategy work for you confidently and constantly, consistently for several days on end, you really do get to a place to where you're like, you know what, this works, this works. And when you go live, yes, it's always going to be a little more iffy and wonky and weird, and you'll go in with wobbly legs, so to speak. It's always scary when you put your money on the line, which is why you just have to. I mean, you really got to clear your mind, and you really got to go in there saying, like, I can do this. I just proved this for like the last 3 months. I proved it that I could do it with this account size, taking this share size on trades, stocks, just like this. I can do it. You know, you said on your transition, did you hit any walls, or was it so habitual that you didn't feel the change? No, I hit walls. I hit walls, but there was a point where, I mean, in other words, like, I didn't hit many walls. I was so confident in my strategy. I had seen it play out so many times over the course of the last several months that by the time I actually got in, and I got in with real money, it was kind of like one of these things like, you know what? You got this, man. Like, you can do this. You've already shown you can do it. So the level of confidence was there, but it was still scary at times. But as I saw the trades start to work, I just did it. I was very robotic about it. I just said, I can't think about this. I can't worry about the losses. I can't worry. Like, this is either going to work or it's not. And so I just kind of went in and said, I am going to trade this way. I would talk out loud to myself. I would create my if-then statements. If this happens, then I will do this. And I just stuck to it. And I had, it took me, I went back and forth for a couple weeks. I would have some bad days, and then some good days, and some bad days. But I was basically break even. I had to dig myself out of a hole a couple times, but it just started catching. It's kind of like, I mean, it's like anything in life. You do it long enough, and then you just start getting in the vein of it. It just starts working, and it just starts flowing naturally. So yeah, it'll be a little rigid when you first transition, but you said your lady whips you if you have a red day. I had to prove myself to her. Accountability is harsh. I know. Hey, I tell you what, man. I mean, my wife, when I first got in and was losing my shirt, like, I'm talking about the first time I started trading. This was way before. This was back several years ago. Like, when I was first trading and losing money, yeah, my wife was not happy at all, to say the least. And I get it. Women, your wives, they're big on security. They want to know that, their man knows what they're doing. And it's hard to explain to your wife when you're not doing well it's really hard to explain to her just that this takes a while. Like losing money is part of the cost of doing business. Like it's the pre-considered overhead. It's the you have to count the cost before you go forward in it. And so it helps to have an understanding wife, but at the same time, you can't blame them because they want to be taken care of, and rightfully so. So you have to give grace to your wife, man. I know it can be harsh sometimes. My wife has definitely been harsh with me with some of this stuff in the past, and but I get it. Like she just wants to see it work out. Obviously, it's scary when anybody's losing money. So said you're getting closer. Everything seems to work fine after months of practice. I just have the jitters. Yeah, dude, I'm right there with you, man. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. It really does. It takes a few days of coming in and just knocking out a little bit of profit here and there, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And I don't suggest doing what I'm doing, like what you see me doing right now, where I'm still trading. Like my first couple weeks in, like I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. Like if I made $100 or a couple $100, whatever, I had to stop, and I had to say, you know what, this is good. I'm going to come in tomorrow, and I will essentially have a $200 cushion, or a $100 cushion, whatever. I wouldn't sit here and do this. I wouldn't sit here and risk. But once you start padding it day after day, you got 200 here, 200 there, 150 here, 75 there. Then you'll even have some good days. You'll stack on $300-400, whatever. But and then you'll have some losses. You'll be underwater a couple $100 one day, but whatever. Like you get a good few weeks of general consistency, and when you're having a losing day, just cut it. Just cut it, man. Even if you're down $400, if you're consistently coming in the market making 150, $200 a day, you'll make that back in a couple days. Better to just take a couple days to slowly dig yourself out of that hole, and then just keep padding it. Don't keep trading. Just pad it. And if that first day you come in and it's like, man, I'm up $350, man. Like, dude, if you really score big on that first day, stop. Just stop. Just stop. And really, just like I said, build that pad up. But once you really get that cushion, your confidence will, and really once you see that your trading strategy is continuing to work out the way that you tested it and practiced it in the simulator all those months, a combination of those things, you're going to continue to have confidence, and you're not going to be scared anymore. Like you're going to be the shark. You're going to be the shark in the water that everybody else should be nervous about. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to come in here every day knowing that you can make money. You've already proved it, and you're not going to be afraid of the market anymore. Like the market's going to be afraid of you. You're going to come out here. You're going to come for blood, man. Like just like a shark, you're going to be coming for blood every day. You're going to get yours in. You know what I'm saying? Like, every now and then you'll get wrecked. You've seen me get wrecked here on the channel, but for the most part, like, dude, you're going to get it. Like you're going to come here and you're going to be the shark, and you're going to be looking for any little fishy you can catch, and you're going to catch them pretty much on a daily basis. You're going to get fed. Okay. So, anyway, just to give you a little bit of an idea of what's happened right now. So here's the S&P 500. It's a 1 minute chart. Let me look at the 2. Okay, so, and then the 5. So it struggled here to break above that moving average, but we're still on light volume, guys. I mean, this could totally roll over. If you look here on the 30 minute, and if you look here even on the hourly, 306.39, 306.40. I mean, it's like the same move back here. It barely broke above it on the hourly. Still got pushed down. If we get pushed down on this hourly, and it ends up spilling over, and as a matter of fact, let me pull up the S&P 500 on TradingView. I've got that in another window. Let's look at the 4 hour on TradingView. All right. So here's the S&P 500. This is the 4 hour. I mean, you know, it's maintaining above VWAP. I don't know, guys. This may end up pushing. This may end up pushing. I mean, I really feel like we're going to get a test back down here, but it may end up pushing. So I'm not committed. I'm not committed to any one idea here, but I think I don't know. I don't know. It's like we said earlier, just kind of up in the air right now, right? So starting goal is 50 daily low bar, so transition will be easier. I think that's great. I think that's exactly what you need to do. I think it's a phenomenal idea. Phenomenal. Yeah. And did you check out? Did you happen to check out the video I put on account building psychology 101 or whatever? Did you see that? Where I kind of go over, I map out a trading plan starting with like 50 a day. Kodak seems like it could get the drop. My idea. So you did watch that video, yeah? That I think is a good. I think it's a really solid place to start for any trader. You're gonna use. We are gonna use your plan. Okay, cool, cool. So and I hope that it works out for you. I really do. I really do. Um, Watch that video every single day if you have to, just to remind yourself. Okay, yep, we're here. It's just $50 a day. Just $50 a day. You know, prove that you can do that consistently, and you will. You know, you will. You'll have bigger days than that. You'll have days where you'll go 100 shares long on a trade, and it'll move, let's say, 50 cents, and you'll go ahead and maybe take 50 shares off, right? So you'll lock in $25 on those first 50 shares, but then you'll let it keep riding, and maybe you'll hold on to it for it might you might hold on to it for another $2 move after that, and so if you make $2 on that last 50 shares, that's $100. And so really you're going to end that day $125. I mean, you're definitely going to have days like that where things are just going to completely run and work in your favor. And so I'm continuing to let this trade work out, but I think I've got a conference call. Let's see. Marking up. Oh, you will know. I'll share my experience so when you do your teaching videos, maybe my newbie perspective and experiences can help you target subjects. Cool. That's what's up, man. That is what is up. Hopefully it works out well for you. I mean, obviously, it's just a plan. It's just a template, but it's definitely going to require a lot of discipline, obviously, to follow it and to track with it really well. Um, but seems like you got everything it takes, man. So I am looking forward to seeing how that ends up working out for you. You seem to already have a great deal of knowledge concerning a lot of this stuff. So the only thing you need after that is just the mental discipline, the emotional control. Um, so, but anyway, guys, I am gonna move on now. I've got some other stuff that I've really got to get to over here. So obviously, I'm not reaching my $1,000 goal today. I mean, I'll continue to I'll stay here. Like I'll have this on the side and I'll set some alerts while I'm doing my other work and all that. But hope you guys enjoyed the live stream today, and be sure to come back in tomorrow if you're able to. Look forward to seeing you guys then, and I will be posting the recap video a little bit later. So yeah, this Tesla trade could end up dropping significantly, especially if the SPY ends up kind of working out in my favor and coming down here and breaking that trend line. I'd also like to see Codex finally get the drop. I'd also like to see this just kind of finally just tank hard. That'd be great. Um, INO, look at this. INO is still just playing around, man. This stock is ridiculous. APT, mRNA, choppy. Tesla, really want to see a move down on this. We'll see if like I said, if SPY ends up breaking down through this trend line, if it ends up rolling over and coming down and getting crushed, I think Tesla will get crushed along with it. I might jump back onto another TVIX long, and who knows? We could ultimately end the day up maybe close to 1,000, but I don't know. For right now, it may just be one of those things where I have to end up just getting out and taking a little bit of a loss, and end of the day in the 400s. I'll try to maintain at least 400 and something on the day today. So yeah, you're welcome, Note again, man. It's good to see you again today, and hope you have a good day as well.